The problem with mortality rate. If you have read or watched any news articles or show regarding the novel coronavirus, you have probably heard the reference to mortality rate, and all for good reason. After all, with virtually no country being able to test all the cases and a direct correlation between the number of tests performed and the number of positive cases confirmed, the mortality rate has been one of the best gauges of the total number of cases in a country. After all, the death rate is a rather easily measurable and reliable method to calculate the total number of cases. Looking at trends worldwide, researchers have been able to get a rather precise estimate of the COVID-19 mortality rate. Though this rate varies due to pre-existing conditions, age, and healthcare infrastructure, this number can be used for a rough calculation of the total number of cases. With this being the case, the mortality rate has been the favorite keyword of news outlets all over the world. Further, you may have seen headlines like this. However, this low death rate of 3% comes barely close to accurately representing the current situation. Let's see how. The death rate, as mentioned by most media outlets, is the total number of deaths divided by the total number of cases. Seems simple and correct, right? However, imagine this. Your marks out of a 30 in the midterm exams taken as your total marks in a subject out of 100. This is similar to the death rate calculations we saw previously. After all, over 65% of all cases in India are still active, and the current death rate calculations are similar to assuming that none of them are going to die. Now, although that is theoretically possible, it is highly unlikely. These figures look really impressive, to be honest, with the highest death rate being 9.21% in West Bengal and only 8 states having a death rate above 3%. And with a national average of 3.24%. However, as we just noted, these are impossibly optimistic figures. So what's the solution? One way to get a deeper insight into the matter would be to see the number of deaths compared to the number of cases resolved. That is the number of deaths and discharges added together. Looking at these pictures paints a much more grim picture. The national average death rate goes up to 9.27%. West Bengal again tops the chart with a death rate of a whopping 27.58%, and a shocking 18 states have a death rate above 3%, with 5 of them having a death rate about 10%. This sounds very scary and alarming. However, there isn't a reason to be alarmed yet. There is some good news. India's daily death to recoveries rate has been dropping consistently. In a span of merely 26 days, the percentage of daily deaths to case outcomes has decreased by over half, from 14.65% on April 17th to 6.34% on May 12th. This trend is mainly driven by the testing and detection of cases with less severe symptoms. In all countries, the people with the most severe symptoms are more likely to die, and they're also more likely to be tested first. And those with few or no symptoms are more likely to live, and they're also more likely to be detected as COVID-19 positive much later. So calculating a death rate based on the current deaths and a present 3-day average daily deaths to patient outcome, we can see a clearer and more accurate story. In this case, the national average death rate falls to 7.36%, with only a fewer 16 states posting a death rate above 3%. Now, how does this compare to world figures? In the case of South Korea, a country that can be said to be the closest to perfect case detection, the death rate has worked out to be 2.35%. Australia and New Zealand are two other countries that have been successfully able to flatten the curve. The death rate over there is lower at 1.4%. Now, in all fairness, the death rate is affected by various variables such as age, pre-existing conditions, and healthcare facilities. Further, these countries are much more into the COVID-19 cycle, with over 90% of the cases already being resolved. However, as a starting point, let us consider an actual death rate of 3%. As of May 12, 2020, there are an estimated 76,433 cases using a death rate of 3%. If we use the 9.27% death rate as we calculated by using the ratio of the deaths to recoveries plus deaths right now, we can estimate there to be a whopping 218,527 cases present in India at present without any future spread. Instead, however, if we use a predicted rate of 7.36% using the extrapolation of current data and current deaths, The number of cases currently in India decreases to 1,73,686. This is still a rather large figure. However, I would like to add that the present death rate calculated through any of these three methods refers to a case count from a few days back, as deaths and recoveries take time, and thus the effective death rate in India at present must be lower. This hypothesis is also supported by continually decreasing daily death to patient outcome rate. However, until the daily death rate reaches below 3%, we can only assume that there is a larger number of cases outside remaining undetected. So hey guys, if you found this video interesting or got to learn something new from this video, make sure to like this video. Also, let me know down in the comments what you thought of the video, what parts of the video you liked, what part of the analysis you thought was correct, or what parts of the analysis you think I should refine, or what I was wrong at. Also, let me know of other topics that you'd like me to cover in the future, and make sure to subscribe and share this video with other people who would like to learn and gain some knowledge, and see you soon.